Welcome to Get a Clue Casual Gamer, where we get a clue, C-L-U-E, about a game. And today we are going to look at the game Calico. No, this is not a calico cat. That is a gripe of many people. But we're talking about the calico patterns on the material, okay, for those sewers out there. Calico came out a couple years ago, so keep in mind this is not hot off the press. It came out in 2020, but it has been a very popular game in the gaming community, and it is a casual game, about a light medium level. So let's get a clue about Calico. C for components. What are you going to find inside that box? L for length. How long does this game take to play? U for uniqueness. Does this game remind me of any other game I might have already played? And E for ease. How easy is this to learn, teach, play? How easy is it to find, and how easy is it on my pocketbook? Okay, well, let's begin with C, components. There's a lot in this box. Now I'm actually going to start from the bottom up. So at the bottom of the pile of stuff, you're going to find the player boards. These are excellent player boards. They are obviously double thickness because they are indented. It's 2 layers so that when you place your, what is it, a hexagon tile in place, it's not going to slide off the board. And every player gets their own board, and there are 4 of them. So obviously this game plays 1 to 4 people. Okay, besides the quilt boards, the dual layer quilt board, I'm reading it off of the book, you will have 108 patch tiles and this bag. Once I punched them all out, I put the patch tiles inside the bag, and because that's where you put them. And the patch tiles, I've just grabbed a handful here to show you, are all different patterns and colors. Wow, oh, matching pattern, different colors. The back all look like that. So, you know, same pattern, different colors. And different colors and different patterns, and same color, same pattern. Interesting. There are 108 of these tiles, basically 6 sets of 18. Okay, there's the bag and the patch tiles. These are the things that go on to these boards. Okay, they fit into there. Okay, so those are done. Then we have what they call design goal tiles, and there are 24 of them, 4 sets of 6 for a 4-player game. You'll use less in a smaller game, but they will have a pattern on them. They will have A, B, B, C, C, and then different patterns that you get extra points. In this case, you get 7 points or 11, depending on how you fulfill this goal around it on the quilt. So these are the design goal tiles. Then I kind of put a bunch of stuff together. Oh, by the way, you get 5 of these plastic envelopes, plastic baggies in here. I put the big master quilter tile and the button scoring tile and the double-sided cat scoring tiles, which are these here. Very, very thick chipboard. And then I put the black and white patchwork patch tiles, which are used in a different way in here to fill in, kind of like a wild concept. I put them all in the same baggie, but that's what is in this one. And then there's a bag that I filled with 80 cat tokens. 80 cat tokens. And they have different points and such on them. But all of these are different cat tokens. And then we have the 52 button tokens. 8 of each color and 4 rainbow. Which probably means they can be any color, kind of like a wild. But we have 52 of these, and they are also the thick chipboard. There's nothing cheap about all this chipboard. They're all very good quality, thick chipboard. And then the last thing is the score pad. The score pad has quite a few on there, but there you have it. That, and of course, well, yeah, I didn't mention already, but the rule book, okay? Yep, they call it the rule book. Not everyone does, but they do. So those are the components inside of this box. I will tell you that once I punched everything out, there was this small insert, just a cardboard insert, but there was no way I could fit everything back in with that insert in it. So this is the first time, because I don't like to get rid of inserts, but by getting rid of that little insert that really didn't do much of anything except take up just that much more space on each side, it made it so that I could get everything in comfortably into the box. Just giving you a heads up. Okay, length of play. The manufacturer says 30 to 45 minutes. I have a feeling that, yeah, think of 45 minutes until you know how to play it really well and you don't have anybody learning it. I would say plan 45 minutes because this is a puzzly game. It's a pattern making game, which got on my radar once I realized that I have 2 main types of games that I like. I like deduction games, and I like puzzly games. Like, how can I make this pattern? What do I put where to make the most points at the end of the game? Yeah. I'm also great. I love end of the game points because that gives me the entire game to try and achieve the maximum points rather than try to get dribs and drabs of points throughout the game. I really like that end of the game scoring where you were like, I don't know how many points I have. And so you can enjoy the entire game not knowing if you're behind or ahead of somebody else. It's like you're just having fun with the game. Well, this is that kind of game. So anyway, so length, about 45 minutes. U for uniqueness. There are a lot of tile laying games out nowadays. If you're brand new to the gaming hobby, a tile laying game is something like dominoes. You got a tile and you lay it down. There you go. It's a tile laying game. But usually in the gaming world, they try and come up with something more than just match a 5 to a 5 and try and get rid of your dominoes. It's a little bit more to it. Some of them are very simple games and some of them are quite complicated. This one is closer to the lower range. It is considered a light medium, not even a medium level, but a light medium level of complexity. I don't think I have, well, some simple ones that might be back here. Let's see, I'm not sure, I'm not looking, well, there's so many back here. You take a gander and see. But a very simple one would be something like patchwork, where you're putting polyomino shaped, tetra shaped tiles to create a quilt. Well, this is a different quilt with a little bit more care as to placement because you're looking to make a pattern. In patchwork, you're just trying to fill as many spaces as possible and get enough buttons, which are the currency in Patchwork, so that you have the most points at the end of the game. This is much more making patterns following those goal tokens, and so it's a little bit different. If you've ever heard of Carcassonne, that's a tile laying game that is easy to play, but it does have some complexity that can really take over when you really master Carcassonne. But this one, again, is a light medium game, and that brings us to ease. How easy is this to learn, teach, play? How easy is it to find, and how easy is it on your pocketbook? Well, it's interesting, this rule book. First of all, it has all the components here. I use this as my cheat sheet, so I read off exactly what these items are called officially. And I like this. They have a beginner setup. So that first time you go to play and you're trying to figure it out, you actually have an easy version, a beginner setup. But then they also have a standard setup. And then the player turn. Look at this. This is what you do in your turn. You do 2 steps in this order, and you have to do both steps. That's what you that is your turn, is to do these 2 steps, but you choose what in each step you want to do. For instance, the first step is choosing from 2 patch tiles in your hand and placing one onto your quilt board into any open space. Then check your quilt board to see if you have gained a cat token and or button token. If so, take the appropriate token and place onto one of the tiles that scored it. That's step 1. Step 2, choose one of 3 face-up patch tiles from the tile market and take it into your hand. Refill the market with a patch tile from the bag. Those are your turns. You take one of the tiles you have and you place it on your board where you want to put it, and then you take one from those that are available and you replenish those that are available. That's your turn. Oh, my dog has she's growling a little back here. This is yeah. Okay, Aggie, quiet. No. Good girl. Aggie, good girl. Quiet. Okay. So anyway, so that's that. And then they tell you about the gold tiles and give you an example. And over here they give you scoring information and the end game and the final scoring. And then there are variants. There's a family variant, there's a 2-player variant, and then there's a solo mode, so that you can play with 1, 2, up to 4. You can play it at easy level or a little bit more complex, which for me, that speaks a lot of versatility in this game. So yeah. Now there's all sorts of other kind of achievements and stuff that they talk about. Again, that's if you want to do the more heavy thing, you can go for these special things. But on the whole, you're choosing a tile, you're placing it, you're picking another tile, and that's your turn. Simple. And then at the very end, for cat lovers, they give us a little story about these 12 cats. Anyway, and that's it. The back is just telling us about the game company. So when it comes to the complexity, how easy is this to learn, teach, play, I think it's a little more complex, but it is definitely in the light to medium. If you take it step by step, the instructions are all there. People who are not heavy gamers love this game. So especially if you're into cats or quilting or pattern making, you like games where you create patterns, this might just be a new game for you. How easy is it to find, and how easy is it on your pocketbook? Well, you will probably find it in your, flags, your friendly local game store, because it is a well-known game. It comes from AEG and Flat Out Games. AEG, the G is games. I can't remember what the A and E, something Eagle Games, something like that. AEG and Flat Out Games are well-known game companies, so they have other games out. So I can see this being in your local game store quite easily. And I checked online. Miniature Market has it, but they're charging full retail, which is, how is it on your pocketbook? Full retail is $39.99. So that was miniaturemarket.com. GameNerds.com has it for $36, $35.99. They also have a scratch and dent one for $31.99, and as long as you don't care if the box is pristine, that's usually, I have bought from them, and it's not bad. It's not heavily noticeable. But yeah, so, and it's $31.99. But here's the other thing. I know not everyone likes to go to Amazon, but at Amazon, you have somebody trying to sell it for $50. No. But you also have it being sold for $25.48. Sorry for jiggling. Jiggle. So retail is $39.99. Right now, right here, I'm seeing $25.48 for one. So that is a very good price for it. Just saying. Okay? But retail is $40. So if you can get it for less than that, excellent. And that is getting a clue about the game Calico. I hope this helps you better understand about this beautiful, light to medium, puzzly game. Until next time, happy gaming, and God bless you and your family. Bye. Ooh. Oh, wait a minute. On this side. Oh my gosh.